Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name's Levi Barrett, and I will be guiding you through today's webinar with Railbookers. What we'll be looking at today are some of our most popular holidays in Switzerland and Italy, and some fantastic combinations of them both. Really popular destinations, year in, year out, but particularly at the moment, we're seeing a huge increase in people wanting to explore some of the lovely lakes and mountains that they both have to offer. So why do travelers love Railbookers? I'm sure a number of you do already, but those of you who've yet to experience a Railbookers holiday, the experience starts from the very beginning. And the moment you pick up that phone and give us a call, you will be speaking with one of our in-house rail experts. So they really know the rail. They can make suggestions, whether you're looking for the most scenic option or wanting to get from A to B as fast as possible. We offer the ability to book from today all the way out till 2024. So 2024 we're booking trips for right at this very moment. And with that, we offer maximum flexibility, whether that be any destination, any date, at any length of time. Simply put, if the train goes there, so do we. No rail trip is too complicated nor too simple for us. We can really tailor-make these trips to make it your perfect holiday. Make it a little easier, as we do have thousands of destinations and combinations of holidays. We have released some great brochures. They are all digital and can be found on the Railbookers website, so please do download a copy yourself. These are split into types of travel, but also into different destinations. So we have some great holidays focused within the UK and Ireland, and then we also have one focusing on our Scottish holidays as well. Scotland's seen a huge boom for us over the last year or so, with some fantastic options up there, taking in the Caledonian Sleeper, and of course the famous Jacobite steam train. Also got some brochures focusing on the different types of travel. So we have a cruise extensions brochure, taking you outside of those port cities, whether they are river or ocean cruises. We can extend those trips for you and make it a more inclusive holiday. You do also have a luxury brochure, which features 8 of our most popular luxury trains and some fantastic vacations based around those. Again, these can be found on the Railbookers website, so please do help yourself on there and download a copy. It's worth bearing in mind that all of our holidays are completely independent. So although we do give you all of your tickets for both hotels and excursions, we include your hotels, and we will book you your seats and reservations on board the trains. So you'll be given a full travel document pack, which will have a day-to-day itinerary and full breakdown for you. However, we do have 24-hour support from our global offices. So no matter where in the world you're traveling, there will always be someone at the end of the phone to assist should you need pointing in the right direction, say you miss a connection, anything like that whatsoever, there will always be someone available. I'm sure some of you have traveled on a number of these networks previously, and you may be wondering to yourself, how are you able to book that far in advance? So we've been working with these rail operators, or many of them, for over 16 years, which have allowed us insider access to their tickets, as long as we include some accommodation. Therefore, we're not sort of taking away from their commuter business that far in advance. They have allowed us access to those tickets and timetables well in advance, so we can secure the best rates for you. We're also the official tour operator globally of Amtrak and the Amtrak network in the States. So if you do have any plans heading over across the pond, do let us know, and we have some fantastic options over there for you. Now on to some of the fantastic products you've come to join us for today. Here we have Venice and Florence via the Alps. So you may notice that a number of our holidays today will be taking a very similar route. This journey in particular starts with a Eurostar from London through to Paris. About a 2-hour, 20-minute journey, and it will require a change of stations once you get to Paris. It's really easily doable on the metro. It's literally just 2 stops on line D on the RER. The RER is the Paris Metro, and that will take you straight through to Paris Gare de Lyon, where you will be boarding a high-speed TGV train, which will head straight through the French countryside into Geneva. So just as you enter into the Swiss Alps there. This trip is then based on a 1-night stay in Geneva. We've got some fantastic hotels in Geneva right by the lake, Lake Léman, or Lake Geneva, depending who you speak to. But we've got some fantastic hotel options there. And the Hotel Cornavin, I've actually stayed in myself. And from their breakfast room, you've got views of Mont Blanc in the background. So a really stunning way to start the day the following morning. After a night stay in Geneva, it's then along the Simplon Pass through to Venice. Simplon Pass is a really stunning route. It heads right around the shoreline of Lake Geneva first, before heading through the actual Simplon Pass itself. The Simplon Pass is actually the namesake of the Orient Express, and so the Venice Simplon Orient Express is the route that the train originally took. About a 7-hour journey, a direct train from Geneva through to Venice. So at the beginning, it's about an hour and a half, wrapping around the lake, then through the Simplon Pass, and actually past Lake Maggiore as well before heading into Milan. You stay on the train in Milan as it pulls into the station, and then the train will reverse back out and head through to Venice. Arriving into Venice, I think by train is the best way to do it, as you head across the bridge through from the mainland across to the island itself. Really fantastic experience. You have the views of all the classic buildings on your left, and then you have the port over to your right. Stepping out of the station, you have the Grand Canal smack bang right in front of you. A really incredible experience, and we can include transfers there. So if you would like a private transfer, and they are the fantastic sorts of mahogany water taxis pick you up, and will take you through to your hotel there. Then a 2-night stay in Venice before heading down through the Italian countryside into Florence for a further 3-night stay. In Florence, we do include sightseeing, whether that's including entrance to the Uffizi Gallery or the Accademia Gallery, but also checking out the Ponte Vecchio pictured in the center there. Here we have Verona via the Bernina Express and the Brenner Pass. Bernina Express, one of the #1 scenic trains in the world, and this actually includes a journey on board the Bernina bus as well as the Bernina Express train. Again, beginning in London, but please do bear in mind we are able to include entrance from your local train station, and so if you would like to depart, say from Manchester or anywhere else within the UK, we can include that rail ticket for you. So please just let the team member know when you give us a call, and they will be able to factor that in for you as well. After Paris, again, we're doing the same change from Paris Gare du Nord through to Gare de Lyon, before taking a high-speed TGV train through to Zurich. Then a 1-night stay in Zurich before heading through to Lugano for a 2-night stay in Lugano. The journey after your stay in Lugano begins with a boat ride across the lake before heading on to Tirano. Tirano is just on the Swiss-Italian border, so it actually has 2 train stations, one Swiss and one Italian, directly opposite each other. in the town square. A really interesting experience before heading then on the Bernina Express itself. The 90-mile journey between Toronto and Chur. Chur is one of the oldest towns in Switzerland. Again, fantastic scenery and lovely old town once you arrive there. And here we have the Brusio Spiral. This is one of the fantastic feats of Swiss engineering on the 90-mile journey on board the Bernina Express. We do have a first class available on here. Definitely recommend that. Comfier seating and nice food and, well, drink service, sorry, and drinks and snack service on board the train. After the journey on board the Bernina Express, it's then taking the Brenner Pass. So the Brenner Pass is a famous, world-famous route which takes you between the Swiss Alps into the Austrian Alps, and it will then be heading into Innsbruck. So Innsbruck, home of winter sports in the Austrian Alps, before heading through to Verona. In Verona, we actually have some fantastic hotel options. The favorite of mine is actually in Juliet's balcony square itself. So fantastic views from some of the upgraded rooms there. So if anyone is heading out for a special occasion at all, that is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Of course, Verona famous for the opera as well in the Arena de Verona. Some fantastic concerts there in the summer months. Here we have a different combo, taking in Lake Como this time. Again, exactly the same route through to Milan, beginning with Eurostar, on to Paris, Paris through to Geneva, a night stay in Geneva, before taking that Simplon Pass through to Milan. This is, again, the scenery as you wrap around Lake Geneva that morning. It's generally an early start, around about 7:30 in the morning, before heading through the Simplon Pass right around the lakeside. So you're going to have that mist on the lake as you're heading through. Then on to Como for a 2-night stay in Como. After the stay in Como, then heading south onto Florence for a 2-night stay there. And from Florence, we can either do a rail return. The rail return option would include a night stay in in Turin. So it would be the train from Florence through to Turin. A night stay in Turin before heading back via Paris through to London. Here we have our Venice and Vienna via the Alps. Beginning in exactly the same way. However, this time we'll be staying in Lausanne instead of Geneva. Takes a similar route. However, the train the following morning will depart slightly later. I think you get about an extra half an hour. So it's just slightly further around the lake, the same lake, so Lake Geneva or Lake Leman. After the stay in Lausanne, it's following through the Simplon Pass again, through to Venice, having a 2-night stay in Venice, before taking a train from Venice through to Vienna, and that would be a day train. And then it's actually a sleeper train back. So really fantastic option with the sleeper train. And we have a few options with the sleeper train back from Vienna. So we can either do a Vienna through to Brussels or Vienna through to Cologne, depending on the day of the week. Of course, the Brussels option would be the most simple, from Vienna straight through to Brussels, and then it's just €1 back through to London. The Cologne option does require an extra train between Cologne and Brussels. So just speak with the team and we'll see which options are running on the days that you're looking to travel. And of course, check the availability, because these sleeper trains do sell out well in advance. Here we have our grand Swiss mountains and Italian lakes. A 16-day itinerary, rather more in depth, taking in much more of the scenic trains. We have the Bernina Express included in here. We have the Glacier Express as well, and then trips up to the Ornegrat Mountain and the Jungfrau Joch. So the Jungfrau Joch is the highest railway station in Europe. It's actually over 108 years old currently. The journey, fantastic scenery all the way up. And once you get to the top, it's not just the fantastic scenery. We do have the Lindt chocolate factory, as well as a lovely ice palace, which has some fantastic ice carvings and some fantastic works up there. In Zermatt, of course, famous for the Matterhorn mountain pictured there. Any fans of Toblerone may also recognize it, or movie fans as well. Actually a car-free town, and some fantastic views as you're walking around with these ice-capped mountains. But also great activities for any of you a bit more adventurous. There's some fantastic winter sports or even summer sports to be included out there. Some nice hikes and cable cars as well for any fans of hikes or different modes of transport. Some fantastic trams and cable cars as well. On board the Glacier Express, we do have options to upgrade. This is a picture of the first class cabin or first class car on board the Glacier Express. Though it's called the Glacier Express, it's actually one of the slowest express trains in the world, with an average speed of just 24 miles per hour. First class, we are able to get, as you can see, at-table food service. However, there is the latest edition, which is excellent class on board the Glacier Express, which is a guaranteed window seat, just tables of 2. There's only 20 seats on board each service, and that comes with a 5-course tasting menu from start to finish, along with paired wines. Then on to some of the lakes. So we have Lake Garda, and then onto Lake Maggiore as well. Of course, we do include sightseeing in all of these destinations, whether they're boat rides or passes out, so which include sort of walks around the lakes or different activities. If you have any sort of specific interest, just let the agent know when you give us a call, and we can completely tailor-make these trips as well. So if you had, for example, if you're more into the food side of things, we can include a food tour. Or if you want something a bit more adventurous, just let us know. Really do appreciate you joining us today. And if you would like any more information at all, or would like a quote, please do just give us a call on 0203 780 2222. I thank you for taking the time to join us today, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye-bye.